Normal blood pressure is essential for proper blood flow to the body's organs and tissues. Blood pressure is created when the heart pumps mainly from the left ventricle against the peripheral resistance of the arteries and needs to remain within the considered normal range. Each heartbeat forces blood to the rest of the body. The ideal blood pressure for an adult is systolic 150 and diastolic 60 to 90 millimeters of mercury regardless of age. Systolic blood pressure is the pressure when your heart is pumping. Diastolic measures the pressures in your arteries when they are resting and refilling. This is also when the heart fills up with blood to pump again. Many years back, the systolic blood pressure was calculated according to the person's age. Age plus 100 was supposed to be the upper limit. If you are 50 years old, your systolic upper limit should read less than 150. With time, the systolic blood pressure was brought down to this aggressive change that all adults should have their systolic blood pressure less than 125 millimeters of mercury. So, as a general guide, ideal blood pressure should read 125 millimeters mercury systolic and 60 to 80 millimeters of mercury diastolic for any age. High blood pressure is considered to be 140 upon 90 millimeters of mercury or higher. If your blood pressure is above the healthy normal range, you need to change your lifestyle to reduce your blood pressure. It is a silent disease as there are no symptoms during the early stages. Unfortunately, the elastic, flexible arteries seem to thick and stiff due to aging. This process is called atherosclerosis, thickening or hardening of the arteries caused by a buildup of plaque in inner lining of an artery. This makes the heart pump with more force and the pressure increases. This pressure is measured with a mercury or digital sphygmomanometer to read. Risk factors for the high blood pressure may include high cholesterol, high triglyceride levels, smoking, diabetes, obesity, physical inactivity, and eating saturated fats. Reduce the amount of salt you eat and have a generally healthy diet is expected. Cut back on alcohol. Lose weight if you're overweight. Exercise regularly. Cut down on caffeine. Stop smoking. Certain foods tend to increase your blood pressure, and it is best to minimize them. Restaurant foods are the worst for blood pressure. The shrimp's fried rice at your favorite spot might be excellent, but it's likely full of sodium. Research suggests that most sodium in US diets comes from the restaurants and packaged foods. Most adults should eat no more than 2,300 milligrams of sodium a day. That's 1 teaspoon. Frozen meals. They are fast and convenient, but they are also loaded with sodium, so it's best to avoid them. Pickled foods and their juices. Kimchi, sauerkraut, and other pickled or brined foods often pack plenty of sodium. 3 ounces of pickle juice has about 900 milligrams depending on the brand. Try to limit the number of pickled foods you eat and try marinades made from vinegar, pineapple juice, or citrus fruits like lemon, limes, and oranges. They add a tart flavor with less sodium. Bread, it doesn't taste salty, but got plenty of it. 1 slice of white bread has between 80 to 230 milligrams of salt. Next time you make a sandwich, reach for whole grain bread, an English muffin, or tortilla to cut back on sodium. You can also eat your sandwich open-faced with just 1 slice. Now let's talk about soup. It's delicious on a cold day, but often high in sodium. 1 cup, 8 ounces of tomato soup can have anywhere from 700 to 1260 milligrams of salt. Processed meat. Lunch meat typically has about 750 milligrams or more of sodium per serving. That's about 6 thin slices. Other processed meats high in sodium include hot dogs, corned beef, bacon, and sausages. Pizzas, whether frozen or from your favorite delivery spot, it's likely high in sodium. A 4-ounce slice of frozen cheese pizza has 370 to 730 milligrams of salt, and a 4-ounce slice from a restaurant has even more at 510 to 760 milligrams of salt. Beer, wine, and alcohol. Your chances of high blood pressure go up when you drink too much of alcohol. Men should stick with no more than 2 drinks a day. Women should keep it at 1. 1 drink looks like 12 ounces of beer, 4 ounces of wine, 1.5 ounces of 80 proof spirits, or 1 ounce of 100 proof spirits. Red wine has been linked to heart health, but you should still limit your drinking amount. Now let's talk about cheese. Some types are more likely to raise your blood pressure than the others. Keep it down with cheeses naturally low in sodium, like Swiss, which has 75 milligrams per 1 ounce serving. Goat, ricotta, and fresh mozzarella are good too. Processed and hard cheese such as American and cottage cheese have more sodium. A half cup of regular cottage cheese has 455 milligrams of salt. What is damage to your body caused by high blood pressure? High blood pressure or hypertension can quietly damage the body for years before symptoms develop. Uncontrolled high blood pressure can lead to disability, poor quality of life, or even a deadly heart attack or stroke. Damage to the arteries. Healthy arteries are flexible, strong, and elastic. Their inner lining is smooth so that blood flows through, supplying vital organs and tissues with nutrients and oxygen. High blood pressure or hypertension gradually increases the force of blood flowing through the arteries. High blood pressure can damage the cells of the arteries' inner lining. When fats from the diet enter the bloodstream, they can collect in the damaged arteries. Eventually, the artery walls become less elastic, limiting blood flow throughout the body. Aneurysm. Over time, the constant pressure of blood moving through a weakened artery can cause a section of its wall to enlarge and form a bulge called an aneurysm. An aneurysm can potentially rupture and cause life-threatening internal bleeding. Aneurysm can form in any artery, but they are most common in the body's largest artery, aorta. Now let's talk about the damage to the heart. High blood pressure can cause many heart problems, including coronary artery disease. Arteries narrowed and damaged by high blood pressure have trouble supplying blood to the heart. Too little blood flow to the heart can lead to chest pain, angina, irregular heart rhythms, arrhythmia, or heart attack. Enlarged left heart, high blood pressure forces the heart to work harder to pump blood to the rest of the body. This causes the lower left heart chamber or the left ventricle to thicken. A thickened left ventricle increases the risk of heart attack, heart failure, and sudden cardiac death. Heart failure. Over time, the strain on the heart caused by high blood pressure can cause the heart muscle to weaken and work less efficiently. Eventually, the overwhelmed heart begins to fail. Now, damage to the brain. The brain depends on a nourishing blood supply to work properly. High blood pressure may affect the brain in the following ways. Transient ischemic attacks or TIA, sometimes called a mini stroke or TIA, is a brief temporary disruption of blood supply to the brain. Hardened arteries or blood clots caused by high blood pressure can cause TIA. TIA is often a warning sign of a full-blown stroke. Now about stroke. A stroke occurs when part of the brain doesn't get enough oxygen and nutrients, causing brain cells to die. Blood vessels damaged by high blood pressure can narrow, rupture, or leak. High blood pressure can also cause blood clots to form in the arteries leading to the brain, blocking blood flow and potentially causing a stroke. Dementia, narrowed or blocked arteries can limit blood flow to the brain, leading to a particular type of dementia called vascular dementia. A stroke that interrupts blood flow to the brain can also cause vascular dementia. Mild cognitive impairment. This condition is a transition stage between the changes in understanding and memory that generally come with aging and the more serious problems caused by dementia. Studies suggest that high blood pressure can lead to mild cognitive impairment. Now, damage to the kidneys. Kidneys filter excess fluid and waste from the blood, a process that requires healthy blood vessels. High blood pressure can damage the blood vessels and lead to damaged kidneys. Having diabetes in addition to high blood pressure can worsen the damage. This information is obtained from Mayo Clinic. So, check your blood pressure at home with your machine regularly and see your doctor if it reads higher. I hope this video presentation was helpful. Merry Christmas to all and goodbye for now.